In the next night before showing it off from the 1974 to the 1994, all of these things the government is showing off of what is these causing damage. No, of this time between thrilled, and that show how that is done is just by seeing translated auto in the YouTube is not the way that they are talking about the UFO since then. Yes, of course, this time the government also have to know a lot of things about justice because there's a lot of ways just the government is enough of this. Why? Because the George Bush, the president of America this time, is talking about there's a lot of before and underneath is talking just only there about the aliens, the aircraft encounters of the civilian. No way. These cause maybe can be imagination, but of course it can be happen. Why? You have to see the things that going on is just shaking it off and seeing the what highlighted craze. You know, if you can see the face of the government archers, you can see the what things happen can cause only the damage of flying out in the 300,000 feet long from the outside of the Earth's surface, just going down and crush the airplane. Why? You know, this airplane, and you know, it have a lot of evidence that show, of course, the government is knowing the knowledges just about that and showing it off. No, it can be done. If I'm talking and you use the butterfly way and you are kidding with me, what's wrong is it falls down and it's falling in mine. You can take it out. Whereas I'm using my knowledge just to talking about that, but you know, one thing is just kidding for all of the way. Please do not be sure that the government is just looking like acting at any people. You have to believe that all of these can no longer tell. So of course there's a stories that show the evidence of the government have to connect. The government of America have to connect to the aliens, which is the aircraft. In 2 days, there's the story about 6 aircraft is stolen. That is falling in down with a strong wind and going into a big triangle spaceship, and it's do not blasted off. You do remember this story I told you. Of course, these stories happen, and it seems that every people believe that it's disappeared, not one. But this is from USA, and of course you know, because there's a lot of stolen about that. Why? Yes, maybe this strong wind and mist will disappear, but you know, there's one more things happen, and this can happen, which not very like butterfly shadow. Now you have to know, these 6 one, why all of the 6? You know, there's a big the same such of things. That's because of the USA is talking about is really powerful and needed unneeded. You know, this time white people and why the government of America is talking about the 6th F-16. That's the first new editor, which is why in this time all of 6 one is flying on the sky, just is showing why these same things can be shot of the things. Why? You have to explain. Just explaining if you can know about that. That's just you can see the difference, but the connect things between the aliens and the government. Why did only this time they know and they take 6 of the airplanes just flying on a line and it's all of the strong wind going inside. So the stories and the question be answered now is it disappear or is just be stolen inside, and there's connect between the connecting of technology is technological and some of the abduction I talked to you before, that is showing like you connect to the technological and changing and have a connect with all of the aliens, which show how the intelligence of what it might and just before. Of course, they have to know about the connect because the F-16 is just going for the 6 in a line and how it can be so strong wind. Just for in all of the 6 one, just from USA, just falling down. And this is a new editor of what the Russians before. Now, you have to see. You have to enjoy. That is because not the way of what they are thinking about. there is maybe a connect to the aliens of the government of America. This time, in the ways of 1774 and 70 and in this time of the George Bush is on the explanation. But that's not why they are talking about this. But what's the different and what's the mysterious and circus things that's behind the Area 51 and all of the things I talked to you before? That's abductions, where it's just only happened in USA. Of course, the government knows something. And what this before is the Area 51 or the apologies of the big monster on the ocean, in which there's a very big cave is showing that some type of impatience of people which is living there. Now you have to see the ways of the thing. That see another ways that you can see the different mind of what the government is talking about. They are just using a circus way. Just for outside they are talking about of apologize. Now, these stories is not been happen for all of the ways is talking inside. You have to see these things. Of course, why they are talking about the technology is knowledgeable. It's just for showing it off because some of the, before there's the stories about Russia airline, Turkey airline, and that's all cause damage. But why in the USA airline and Turkey airline, which is showing the connect between America and Turkey, which is caused no damage? This is different. This is how it's done. Why the people can in the USA airline just can see the aliens, can see the big aircraft, and this is the first story. But the Russia can't. And why the Russia is blasted off and you see like a seagull shape and now it's the triangle shape. That's not fair. You have to see the way that the government now is not telling that it's going to the future of what is happened. You have to see all of the saying of the government is not all the way the truth. You can't believe in everywhere that is showing. Now you have to see the new things that a new editor and new think of the mind with the knowledges of government. No more believe. You can't explain that, right? So you have to find out more. Do not believe in every government saying, talking about. Now, if you think that's not right, what I'm talking about, now you explain for me why in this day, a lot of flights outside don't have any UFO since then, but just they are the same situation, the thrilled, and that's really hard rarely. Just in Russia, one, Turkey one, and Russia. Now you know why the Russia have two, and two cause no damage. Yes, no damage. Why? There's no way to the such same things that in this day, which is the airplanes, just show and they know. Of course, this time, no be so same off that this time, just 6 of the F-16 is flying on the sky, which is quite the same with the spaceship of the UFO since then of the aliens. It's all in speak a strong wind, take it all of inside. You have to see it's not the truth. What's between the connect, the government and the UFO since then? You have to see. Because why? Is F-16 is going on a line. Why? Just 6 of these have aircraft from there. But why is in line? Why? No, as there are no aircraft that just show 6 of the aircraft just showing in line. No way, it's caused a lot of dangerous things. But why these 6 in lines is the same crazy things? But why just this day? 6 of these all goes to a big aircraft and it's no half blasted off or something like that. It's just disappear. Yes. Now, the different things and the strange things is showing off that you have to see the things of the government is talking about is done all the way the truth. Of course, the Air Force 1, the Air Force 2 and the Air Force 3 usually have to see more about that. But I have to connect things between in mind that just the government have to connect and know a lot of things about these UFO and aliens. So, if you don't believe in that, this is the first evidence about the 6 of F-16 in the line and going all of in this big aircraft. And the things between the USA don't have any blasted off or any costing damage and money to these. So this is the first evidence. The second is what? Now you can see this a lot of people like George Bush talking about this, but that's not true. There's some type of, this before in abductions, the story of abduction of the aliens and the Area 51. Mr. Knowledge's people. Yes, he's just talking about the Area 51. Now, what the mysterious and creatures things in the Area 51? Why? Yes, if it is the soldiers' contemplation, so why the Americans like George Bush do not say about that? It's so mysterious. Why? Yes, because there is the connect things between the America government to the aliens. Yes, that's truth. Look in there. You can see the way it loudly. Yes, in the big ways of Area 51 downside there, no one know about that. Why some days of airplanes, which is so Triangle Way and Seagull Way, it's just have a lot of tests in there. Why in the B-boy seeing in that, this engineer? Of course, you have a camera and a picture of it. You have to see. That's not the difference. It's like I'm using Joshua and I have a big photo before I kill the first blood to my friend. You have to see. No way is usually just like this. That I by malfight it is just have a little damage. It's just using the support and not usually mysterious thing of Area 51. So that's the first way. The second is where is the apologies? This monster. Do you know about this? This monster that people showing is really look like aliens. Why? The big cave. Let's have the life in these, in over the ocean. Now, can you explain that? Yes, you explain that when you use to upgrade the things to malfight for middle, just full AP, but it's strong, but I mean Urdi, so that's why. Yes, two of the technology kill each other. Yeah, you can have pentakill because of that. No, really powerful. If they are level 1, you are 18. Now this time you can be appeared. But no, just a lot of damage can do these things. No ultimate, nothing that you can want to do that. Just only. The Area 51 and all of the evidence is talking about is not the way of the aliens 50er is talking. Of course, these mysterious things, they're showing off. But no way. The America is talking about that. Maybe, Obama and something of the ways, just the government know about that and they have to connect to aliens because there's the leak report that is talking about is usually caring about what is the aliens and the aircraft encounters of the alien. Why? Tell me these stories and you will have $1 million just for watching a question and answer it. Now answer why. There is the same things. How it can be so same way of watching 6 of the F-16 is going into a big aircraft. In this day was the rarely way and why they put 6 of the F-16 going there. Yes, before you see the sad face of the George Bush. Yes, that's not real. Why at this time? Now explain. 6 of the F-16 with a new very data because that's so dangerous, so they left before the Russians falling off to the accident. Why of the USA airline do not have damage of anything? They do not have lost any money. Look, that's different. Why the people on the USA airline just can see out of what is happened outside there with the light windows and is have a lot of damage inside. Now, of course, this thing is not be unplaceable before. You can also see what happened next. How it can be so same like that. That's because of course they know about, they have to connect and maybe they have a meetings experiment with with the aliens and 6 of the F-16 can going inside for have these meetings or maybe it can changing changing the technology and learn more about this. That's of course the American government know about that because just the told so I don't have to understand, but that's sure. You have to understand. That's first things. Just why they are changing their technology. So what's the you can explain about abductions? Why is the people, the aliens or something just drop in USA? There are no in another. It's in Nevada. Yes. Why is don't have in another country, like Russia or Turkey or Vietnam or something like that? It's just in Russia, the abductions way. Some people just have before so light and the turning of rain. Now tell. Yes, of course you can't tell that. So the way you have to believe that all of the things that they are talking about is not based off. These things is not the way that the light have been flashed. The clock, everything has always have been faced. It's facing, meeting face to face. Just how the aliens and the George Bush is talking about. The blinks of Area 51, the blinks of the apologies, or the blinks of the F-16 just going off the sky and going boom. Why? There's not blasted or and there are no sound. It's not, it's not disappear. Yes, it's disappear in the people's eyes, but in the government, no. It disappear, but why? It don't have any sound. It don't have any way. It can blast it. No, it's not blasted. It's going into the aliens aircraft, UFO. Yes, this going into an UFO for meeting or for changing technologies, just for meeting face to face. You have to see these things. Make sure that the government knows something.